Hi everyone, I am Adrienne Van Kieran with Tai Chi Healing Energies, and welcome to our 18th socially distant or socially quarantined session together. It's really amazing to me that we have been doing this for 4.5 months, but let's keep the good times rolling. The good news is that I'm really starting to hear back from some of you that have been following this series of movies, and you're asking some really good questions. The one question that I keep getting over and over again is, what do I do? At this point, I have taught you all a variety of different movements, different things that you can be practicing, and I realize that that can be a little bit overwhelming. You can sit there and wonder, what should I be practicing? What am I going to get the most benefit from? You might not have 3 hours to devote to Tai Chi practice, so this video is going to address a little bit of that. I think the most helpful thing that I can do is kind of take you through my morning routine. I do want to remind you that I have this routine for specific reasons. If you know me, and you know me well, most of you know that the reason I got into Tai Chi was to help me recover from, at this point in time, a 12-plus year battle with chronic Lyme disease, Bartonella, Babesia, which gave me chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, which basically means that I'm tired and I'm really achy unless I take really good care of myself. For me, that translates to lots of Tai Chi practice. So because a lot of you have asked, again, I will show you what I do. Pick and choose what works for you. So when I first wake up in the morning, I'm just going to take you through my routine. So let's all pretend that, and I promise I don't look this way when I roll out of bed, but let's just pretend I've just gotten up out of bed. The first thing I do is get my feet on the floor, and once I get my, okay, I'm up, I'm done swaying, the first thing I want to do is get myself grounded. So as soon as I'm ready, I immediately, and I will invite you to work through this practice with me if it sounds good. So I immediately get myself grounded. I focus on that weight sinking down through the soles of my feet. I straighten my spine by tucking my tailbone gently underneath, and I focus on my head top lifting or rising. So that way I feel completely grounded. From there, and this is why these are such great questions that you are all asking, I'm going to start something that I have never mentioned to you all, but something that my teacher says all the time, which is match together the joints. That's actually in your beginner's packet if you've read it recently, just so you know. So to start with matching together the joints, I actually start from the tips of my toes. So once I feel nice and grounded, and this is where I'm going to invite you to join in with me. You can do this with your eyes open or your eyes closed. Once you feel nice and grounded, put your awareness in your feet. Start with the tips of your big toes. Spread that awareness out to the rest of your toes and just kind of check in with them. Are they flat on the ground? Are any of them lifting up? Do you feel pain in any of your toes? If so, take your awareness and that healing chi energy there, but do so on the inside. So use your imagination to, again, to check in with that. Personally, I tend to imagine a color coming up my body. I like the color blue, so that's what I'm going to use and talk about. So I will imagine that blue color coming from the tips of my toes and starting to spread up my feet. I make sure that that color arrives at my ankles at the same time. This is going to help me, quote unquote, match together the ankles. So check in with your ankles. See how they're doing. See if there's any little bits of pain or anything like that. Once your ankles are awake, go ahead, slowly bring that awareness up to the knees. If you feel any muscle pain or anything like that, let your awareness sit there and kind of sink in for a couple of minutes. You might be surprised by how that takes the initial pain away. Again, allow that energy to come up, check in with the knees, make sure they feel matched together. At this point, you've got that light bend in them so they're not locked, they're open and rounded. Once we've checked in with the knees, we're going to let that energy continue to rise up, and we're going to check in with both hips. Make sure they both feel okay. Make sure they have that little bit of fluidity of motion. From there, I bring my awareness to my lower dantian. This is my home, my center where I feel grounded. So I put my awareness on that lower dantian and just kind of check in with it. From there, I start my chi flowing up my back. So you've heard me say chi energy for the most part comes up the back and down the front. So I visualize that energetic pathway that we've spoken about before called the small heavenly circle at least 3 times. So again, that awareness is in the dantian, then allow that chi energy to come up the back, over the head, and return to that dantian. If you can't feel it, imagine it. Imagine that circle at least 3 times. Once you've done that, then we're going to put our awareness, I will say, even on our second dantian, our heart center. So just kind of check in there for a couple of minutes. Go ahead, once you've done that, bring your awareness on up, put it into your head, check in with your head. Make sure everything feels okay there. If you have a headache or any little bit of pain, see if taking your chi energy there can help with that. Then once again, visualize that energy flowing around your body. The more you visualize that chi and that energy flowing around your body, the more it's actually going to do so. So once we've checked in with all 3 dantians, the next thing I do is put my awareness on my shoulders. I'll try to match together my shoulders, make sure that they're draped down and that they're nice and relaxed. From the shoulders, I then bring that energy down and check in with both elbows. I make sure both elbows feel right, that they're going to move together. Then, of course, I go down to my wrists next. From there, I'm going to extend that chi energy down every finger, check in with each finger, taking as much time as I need. If I have a little bit of pain in my finger, or maybe for some of you that might have arthritis or something like that in your hands, spend a couple of moments just checking in with them, getting things moving energetically. From there, I'm going to ask you bring that chi energy back up the inside of the body and redeposit it in the dantian. So we've gotten up, we've gotten our feet on the ground, we have checked in with the body from the toes to the ankles, the knees, the hips, gotten that energy circulating, checked in with the shoulders, elbows, wrists, and hands. So at this point, we are definitely ready for a bathroom break, to brush our teeth, to take a shower, do whatever we need to do. So again, that is what, when my feet hit the floor, that's what my morning looks like. So let's pretend we've all gone, done our things, and now it's time for me to start my Tai Chi practice. For some of you, you might do better practicing in the evening or midday, and that's perfectly fine. Again, this is what I do. So again, I've checked in with my body, made sure my chi is flowing, I've done everything I need to do. I'm now ready to really practice. So now we're basically going to start class, and a lot of this is going to seem very familiar to you. So when I'm doing my personal practice first thing in the morning, I come and I get myself grounded. Take just a moment to check in with all parts of the body, because I've already been in touch with it this morning. I know what's working and what's not. To get my chi going again, I'm going to allow my arms to float up in front of me, extend, come back, and back down. I do that about 3 times, so please follow along with this. And we're imagining that chi energy as the arms raise, coming up the back and over the head, filling the arms, bringing that back, and letting it return to the dantian. Once I've done that, then I'm going to bring the hands up the center of my body, palms rotate overhead, and those hands come very softly to the sides. So this is to wake up the body physically and energetically. So as the arms raise, we're going to let that chi spread from the lower dantian to fill the body, and then it closes back to that as the arms come down. So we'll do this one more time, bringing the arms up and back down. Now we're going to do just the opposite, so we'll sweep the arms out to the sides and let the hands come down the center of the body. Do this a couple more times, keeping it nice and slow. and the focus on opening and closing from that Dante end. Do this one last time. Good. And then I'm going to bring my hands up the center of my body, fingers interlace, palms go overhead. Then I drop all the weight into my left foot, bend to follow, over to my right, back to center, and release. I'm going to do this 2 more times, keeping it nice and relaxed. Also, especially first thing in the morning, you want to be checking in with your body, noticing any places of discomfort or anything like that. Any time we feel that, we're just going to take a little bit of more chi and our awareness there. So last time with this, letting the hands come down. Because I need to start listening to my body, I'm going to sweep my arms out to the sides. I'm going to shift my weight left, turn to the right, let the arms come down, and listen to being pulled back to center. I'm going to repeat this on the other side. So this time my weight goes right, I turn face to the left, the arms come down, and I'm pulled back to center. Let's do this a couple more times. And by a couple more times, I mean a couple more times on each side, of course. Let's do this one last time each side. Good. So at this point, we've gotten everything moving and grooving a little bit from the physical body to the energetic body because we've been pulling our chi around. The next thing I like to do is the breathing sequence. That's going to help me relax. Because I always do it twice, because I absolutely love the breathing, as any of my students can tell you, we're going to go ahead and do that twice now. First time through, I will gently make reminders. Second time through, we're just going to go with it. Remember, at every inhale at hang, we're going to gently pull the stomach in, and at ha, we're going to let it relax back out. Keep things nice and soft as best you can. We'll go ahead and start. Hang, inhale, arms float out to the sides, and ha. Hang, this time the right wrist crosses on top. Ha. Hang, keep those wrists together. Ha, let them separate and rise in front. Hang. Ha. Drawing in on the next inhale. Hang. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. Big stretch up. Ha. Hang. Ha. Now turning and looking to the left. Hang. Ha. Head back to center. Hang. Looking to the right. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. Inhaling and letting the arms rise in front. Ha. Exhale, drop the weight through the feet, bend to follow. Hang. Rising slowly from the feet, the rest of the body follows along. And ha. Hang. One more of those. Ha. hang. The arms cross in front, and ha. Left arm goes up as we exhale. And hang. The arms cross in front again, and ha. This time the right arm goes up. Hang. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. Letting the arms float out to the sides. Ha. Hang. The arms cross in front again. Right wrist on top. Ha. Hang. Ha. Very nice. We're going to go through that breathing again, and what I want you to look for is the same thing that I look for when I go through this. That is for the second time to be softer, more fluid, and with a slightly better flow. That's because we've already checked in with the body, we've gotten everything moving. So let's go ahead, keep the sense of softness, and go through the breathing sequence again. Look for any changes between the first time we've done it and this time going through. Hang. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. Looking to the left. Ha. Hang. Looking to the right. Ha. Hang. 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 Allow those arms to cross very gently in front, and ha. Left arm up. Hang. Ha. 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 Hang. even more relaxed after that second cycle. Keeping with what do I do in the mornings, the next thing I always do is rub my hands together to accumulate that healing chi energy. And I do the Chinese cultural facial massage followed by the eye massage. Since we did a recent segment on those massages, I'm not going to walk you through them right now. But again, that's how I start my morning. Once I have completed that eye massage, then the next thing I do is go right into my bears. So we're going to do just a couple of bears briefly together to remind us of those principles. Since we just did the breathing twice, hopefully you are nice and relaxed and soft. So I'm going to ask you to put your awareness on your feet and begin shifting your weight back and forth from foot to foot. As you do so, you're going to allow the arms to begin to come up to tap the side that you are weighted on. You're going to tap the dantian in the front. On the other side, you are tapping with the back. That hand is tapping in the back. What I mean by that is right now, if I'm on my right side, my right hand is tapping in front. When I go to the left hand taps in front, and vice versa. So look for that, but make sure the awareness stays on the feet. So you had me talk you through how to do that. So anytime you find you're not concentrating on moving from the feet, it's as simple as dropping your awareness back to them. That's going to help the whole body work together. We're less concerned about are we tapping in the proper place than we are about am I nice and soft. I want you soft and relaxed through the joints. You're shifting the weight back and forth, and the hands are coming up to tap for that reason. Frankly, I could stand here and do this all day with you, and while I'm tempted to, I'm going to ask that you practice more of these bears on your own. If you have the motion, then that's what we're going to do. Again, ideally, you're going to work your way up to doing about 500 of these bears in horse riding stance. I'm going to very briefly take you through bears in bow and arrow stance as well. So I'm going to ask that everyone shift their weight over to the right, step forward with their left foot, adjust that back foot to a 45-degree angle. We want to keep the waist and the dantian even. This is all a reminder. So we're just going to shift the weight front, back. We're going to turn very gently to the right and back to center. This is going to let us know how our stance is. You're looking to see if your dantian raises or lowers, or if your feet frankly slide out from underneath you. Once we've done that turn 3 times, then we're going to come front to back, front to back. When the weight's on the forward foot, then that correlating hand is tapping. So in this case, it's your left hand that's tapping when you're on that front foot. Don't overthink it too much. Back and forth, keeping the arms nice and relaxed. We're going to do shoulder bears now. So come up and lightly tap the shoulders with a closed fist. And you're taking healing chi energy every place you tap. Now upper shoulder bears, so this is an open hand. We're coming up to tap the upper shoulder. Don't overthink it. And now waist bears, so completely relax those arms, and I say let the hands tap where and as they need to. As long as your arms are relaxed, chances are you're doing this correctly. Then go ahead, come to a gentle stop with those. As you're ready, we'll step back, get grounded here again in horse riding stance. Then we'll shift the weight over to the left, step forward with the right foot, adjust that back foot to a 45-degree angle, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to shift the weight front, back, turn gently to the side, and back to center. We're going to do this 2 more times. Again, we're checking to see how our body position is. If we need to make any adjustments, doing this will let us know. And then we'll just come front, back, not overthinking it, letting it happen as naturally as possible. I'm going to ask that you put your awareness back on your feet to make sure that you are actually moving from a rooted grounded position. That's very important and is the secret to so much in Tai Chi. Shoulder bears, so coming up and gently tapping those shoulders. And upper shoulder bears, so those open hand to the upper shoulder. Really look for the correlation here between shifting the weight and having the hand come up to tap. Now waist bears. And as you're ready, go ahead, come to a gentle stop with those, and then we will step back and get ourselves nice and grounded. Then, as you need to, shake it out. That way we're not putting too much of a stress or strain on anything. So when I do these bears myself, true confession, I don't always do 500 bears in horse riding stance. Sometimes, because what I am looking for is a sensation of going from being stiff, like this, to being relaxed and drop down with my weight sinking through my feet. What I'm looking for is this sensation. Once I have that, I'll typically count another 100 or so bears. I don't always count, but I will do the bears until I get that benefit from them. In this video segment, we went through a very shortened section. In bow and arrow stance, these bears, in each of my classes, I do at least 25 of each type of bear with my students. And this is the lower bears, the upper shoulder bears, the shoulder bears themselves, and the waist bears. So we just did a very shortened segment of that, again keeping with what does Adrian do in the morning. So that is kind of my, I want to say, morning routine. There are many other things that I do practice. Some of them I'm not able to show you just because I haven't done them on these video segments as yet. But there is always a lot to practice in the morning. So just a really quick review for what do. I get myself grounded. I check in with my body starting from the toes, checking in with each joint, getting that chi energy circling around my body. Check in again with the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists. Make sure that chi is flowing. I go into the breathing. After I've done the breathing 2 times, then I'm going to do the Chinese cultural facial massage and the eye massage because it really gets my day started off right. From there, I go into bears. After that, it kind of depends on my mood what I want to practice. For my mood now, what I want you all to practice with me is this brush knee twist step that we saw in, I don't know which video segment we did it in, but we've seen it before in several of them. What I want you to focus on and look for now is the difference between how you feel since you've checked in with your body, you've gotten all the joints matched together, and you've relaxed into it, than it does when we just jump right into, okay, let's do this step. So what we're going to do is go ahead, I'm going to ask around it, then I'm going to have you all shift your weight over to your right, step forward with your left foot, make sure the back foot is at a 45-degree angle, make sure that tailbone is tucked underneath. What we're going to do is let, in this case, your right hand float up, your left hand stays down low. We turn it roughly a 45-degree angle. And then from the back foot, so the awareness is on the back foot, we shift our weight forward and turn from the waist. We brush knee and twist. It's a very small movement, so backing up, doing this again. From the back foot, shift the weight forward, turn from the waist, brush knee and twist. You might notice it almost seems as though my arms aren't moving. Realistically, they're really not. All of this motion is coming from me turning the waist. I'm turning sideways just to give you another angle. So again, I am turning and shifting my weight forward. That's where that brush knee twist motion comes from. From the back foot, I go forward, turn from the waist. My arms simply follow along. I'm going to turn back to center, do just a few more of those. So again, from that back foot, forward and twist. Do that a couple more times. And I will also ask that you pay attention to how it feels coming back from that. I know I said we'd do it a couple more times, but we're going to do it a couple more on this side. So again, one last one on the side. And as you're ready, we will step back. We want to get ourselves nice and grounded here in horse riding stance again. Now we'll do pretty much the exact same thing, but on the opposite side. So we will shift the weight over to the left, step forward with that right foot, make sure the back foot's at a 45-degree angle. This time the left arm is up at shoulder height, the right arm is down below. So from the back foot, we shift the weight forward, turn from the waist to brush knee and twist. Again, rewind to the back foot, then from the back foot, shift the weight forward, brush knee, twist. Once again, I'm going to turn to the side just to give you that other angle. So from the back foot, shift the weight forward, turn from the waist to brush knee and twist. And again. Pay attention again to how it feels when you go backwards. I call it rewinding in class. So see how it feels when you have that rewind motion. Make sure you're still feeling how the body is unified together. Do a few more of these. So again, my arms really have very little motion. They are along for the ride. They're moving because I'm moving the rest of my body. Because I'm shifting my weight forward and turning from the waist, that gives the arms the motion. Let's do two more of these. And one last one. And as you're ready, you go ahead, step back. Anytime you step back, I'll ask you step back and get yourself nice and grounded in horse riding stance again. So, I would be very interested to hear if it felt different to you to do the brush knee twist step, having unified your whole body together and really kept the awareness and focus on moving from the feet and also from that twisting motion of the Dantian. Again, it has been great to me to finally start getting some good questions from you all. So please keep those coming. If there's anything else you'd like me to address in this video segment, please don't hesitate to ask. If you don't ask, I won't know, and I won't know what answers you need. So again, please don't ever hesitate to reach out to me. For now, I will say thank you very much. Keep yourself relaxed and grounded and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.